Yo, chat. How's everyone doing? Welcome in, everybody. How's everyone doing on this awesome Saturday? How's everyone doing? Hurricanes are in the second round. They're going to be facing off against the Flyers, who, well, I'll talk about the Flyers there in a minute. But Hurricanes are in the second round. Game one begins in just a few minutes. I'm gonna try to look. I've seen the Hurricanes opening lineup. I've seen their lines. I'm trying to see if I can find Philadelphia's lines. I know they said that they have um Owen Tippett is not going to be playing, so that'll be interesting. We'll see how that goes, but let's go ahead and get the camera on. What's up, everyone? Welcome in. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great Saturday. I'm having to be really careful. For context, I was kind of hoping the game would be on TNT and not ESPN, so that way I could have the game on my third monitor. But that's not the case. So I'm having to watch. I'm having to watch from my TV. So if I'm looking, well, you're gonna see me looking up because the game is on my TV. So I apologize in advance. Also, I have to be careful with the audio because NHL is really strict about their content, about people using their content, whether it's video or audio. They're really, really strict about that. And so I don't want to take a chance of getting copyright issues or anything like that. But again, welcome in, everyone. I appreciate everyone who's here. It's game one. The rally towel is here. Rally towel is in hand, so we're ready to go. Let's go ahead. Let's look at the opening lineup for the Hurricanes. So the Hurricanes are going to be going Svechnikov, Aho, Jarvis on the first line, Hall, Stinkov, and Blake second line. That second line was tearing the Senators apart, and they did not have an answer. So we'll see if they can keep up that same momentum. It's been a week now since their last game, so I'm a little nervous about that. But I'll talk about that in a second. On third line, Ehlers does get into the lineup. There were some questions about whether he would be good to go or not. He was dealing with a lower body injury. He's good to go. He's in the lineup. He's going to be on the left wing, and then it's going to be Stahl and Martinuk. And then on fourth line, it's going to be Carrier, Jankowski, and Eric Robinson for the fourth line there. For the defense, it's going to be Slavin and Chatfield top pair. It's going to be Miller and Walker on second pair. Gossespierre, and unfortunately, it seems like Nikishin did not pass his final test to clear concussion protocol, so it's going to be Mike Riley drawing in. Mike Riley was playing with Gossespierre in practices throughout the week, just in case Nikishin wasn't ready to go. So Nikishin was in full contact jersey and everything. Apparently, he just had one test to pass today to be cleared to play, and from the looks of it, he didn't pass that test, unfortunately. So hopefully by game two he'll be good to go. And then starting goalie is going to be Freddie Anderson. Of course, had a phenomenal opening round against Ottawa. Allowed, I would argue, only really one bad goal, and that was the second goal in game two, the game tying goal. I'd say other than that, he was phenomenal. He came up with some big saves in the biggest moments. So Freddie Anderson does draw the start. And let's see if I can find the line uh for Philadelphia. Let's see. They do have their starting lineup, their starting shift. They're starting with Sean Couturier, Garnet Hathaway, Luke Glendening, and then on defense they have Sanheim and Ristolainen, and they have Vladar, who Vladar had a very, very strong opening round. He did have a couple goals that kind of gave Pittsburgh some momentum in games 4 and 5, especially. But overall, their body of work from Vladar in the first round was very impressive. So it makes sense he's going to be getting the start for Philadelphia. I can't find a a full lineup for the Flyers. They did announce, like I said a few minutes ago, they did announce that Owen Tippett's not going to be playing. So that's something that he's going to have to. He's going to leave a hole in the lineup that they're going to have to fill, and he's kind of one of their better young players as well. So that's a little bit of a loss for Philadelphia. They've had 2 days off. They played on Wednesday night and beat Pittsburgh, so they had Thursday and Friday. But Hurricanes are definitely coming in with more rest. But Hurricanes haven't played in a week, so we'll see. Playoff hockey, not playing for a week. We'll see how they come out and look. I'm anticipating at least the first period, the first 20 minutes, it will probably look a little rough for the Hurricanes because, again, they just haven't been playing for a week. And I mean, I know they've been practicing and whatnot, but practice can only replicate so much of the game environment. Of course, not having the crowd in practice and whatnot as well. The crowd's going to be raucous. I was trying to say rowdy and raucous at the same time, and nearly got like some weird amalgamation of the two. But Hurricanes, I'm anticipating they're going to be kind of a little bit sloppy. They're probably not going to be crisp with their passes to start. If they can come out of the first period tied, or if Philadelphia only gets one at the start and the Hurricanes can keep it to within one goal game, I think they'll be pretty happy considering the amount of time off. But Ehlers is in the lineup, so that's good. He'll be able to jump back on that first, or I guess he's been more of the second unit. Well, no, not really. He's been top unit power play when he's been in. Him and Stahl have been kind of rotating in and out on the top power play, so that's good news that Ehlers is good to go. Unfortunately, again, Nikishin just not going to be cleared to play tonight, but hopefully by the time Game 2 rolls around, which we don't know when that's going to be. NHL is ridiculous with their scheduling. So hopefully by Game 2, Nikishin will be fully cleared and back in the lineup. But for tonight, it's going to be Mike Riley filling in on third pair with Costa Spare. Um, for Philadelphia, I mean, they played a few nights ago, so they're pretty much in, they're still in playoff mode. Having had only 2 days off, it seems like with Tippett being out tonight, they're saying that he's day to day, but I don't know what the context is as far as what his injury is and whatnot. So that'll be something to keep an eye on as the series progresses. But Philadelphia is definitely more in playoff shape as of right now, as far as their stamina and momentum right now, just because of having played a few nights ago. Hurricanes, my prediction for the series, I have the Hurricanes winning in six. I think it's going to be very tight defensively. Both teams play similar style where they're very solid and stout on defense. Their goaltenders are both having phenomenal playoffs to start here. Honestly, both goalies playing probably better than I think most everyone anticipated. Like I remember when I went live at the start of Game 1 against Ottawa, and it was at the very beginning before the game started, they announced that Freddie was going to be the starter. I was like, I don't know, but he proved me wrong. So be it'll be very interesting to see how this plays out. I expect it to be a lot of hits, a lot of tight defense, not a lot of goals, not a lot of open space. But I do think the Hurricanes have the advantage. I think they're going to pull this off in six. I'm not writing off Philadelphia by any means. They're playing with house money right now. I don't think any of their fans expected to even still be alive. They were 9 points out of the playoffs, like with only a few weeks left in the season. So I mean, I don't think most of them expected to even make the playoffs, much less make it to the second round. Um, Duke women's basketball coach is sounding the siren. That's cool to see. But yeah, Philadelphia, they're playing with house money, and sometimes that's the most dangerous thing is playing against a team that has nothing to lose. I think that they're going to take at least one, if not two games. Like I said, I think they take two games. I think Carolina wins it in 6, but teams are going out getting their skate or getting their laps around the ice and whatnot. And it is going to be Vladar in net, Anderson. And again, I'm going to apologize in advance. I'm gonna be able to recognize the Hurricanes players. Obviously, that's my team. I'm gonna be able to recognize who's who. But for Philadelphia's side, and probably what I'm gonna do is I'm not gonna be doing a ton of play-by-play just because it's gonna be tough to keep up with everything. But I'll try to give commentary on the game as I see developments and whatnot. Of course, I'll get more used to the Philadelphia players as far as their numbers and stuff. It's just gonna take me a little bit, I think. I'm not really great at remembering stuff like that off the bat, especially when it's a team that I don't watch that often in Philadelphia. Like I really don't watch much of their games, to be honest. So we'll see how that goes. But again, I appreciate everyone who's here at the beginning of stream. Welcome in. Hope you're having a great Saturday. Let's get some hype in chat if you got any hype emotes. The second round is moments away. I think they're gonna do the national anthem and whatnot, and then after that, I think they're. I don't know. They might go to commercial break before puck drop, but they might not. We'll see. Um, but yeah, we're here. Hurricanes are still alive. It's second round. They're now doing the national anthem, and we'll see how this plays out. I'm cautiously optimistic. I'm not like by any means I'm not by any means already declaring this to be a series victory because you got to play the games, of course. But I do think Hurricanes have the advantage, so we will see what happens. I guess I should probably, while I'm doing this, let's change the stream category to sports. Oh, did the thing? Hold on. Let me update this. Okay, there we go. I had updated the stream tags before I went live, and for some reason it didn't actually update anything. It did update the stream title though. It's very strange. At any rate, I should be good to go now. Chat, let me know. Do you want me to leave the music on, or do you want me to hit pause on the music? Hold on. Let me make a poll. Spotify music during the game? Question mark. Yes or no? Set it. Yeah, I'll do 2 minutes. All right. Let me know. Vote on the poll in chat if you can. It'll help me decide if I'm gonna be. Do you want me to keep the Spotify going while the game is on, or do you want me to hit pause? Let me know. Let me know in the chat. Again, I appreciate everyone who's here. I was gonna do the game 3 reaction, but I didn't get around to streaming it. For the game 3 against Ottawa, I should specify. I was gonna do the stream for that game, but I just didn't get around to it. So this is the first one I think I've done since game 1 against Ottawa. I think this is only the second game I've done, but we're about to drop the puck here in just a minute. I just want to check and make sure I have the TV volume turned down pretty low, so that way again, I don't want to take a chance of NHL going after me for having the audio of the broadcast. I just don't want to deal with that headache. I wish I didn't have to do that, but here we go. Fourth line starting for Carolina. They win the drawback. Miller rings around the boards for Jankowski. He's going to headman the puck. He's going to get it up to Robinson, who's going to chase after it. Is Barkley, Dvorak, Konechny in the second line for Philly, Forster, Cates, and Michkov. Michkov had some issues with getting healthy scratched against Pittsburgh, but he does draw in. We'll see. There's a little bit of after the whistle stuff already. Carrier involved there, but nothing will come of that. 1934 to go, stoppage and play. Let me see. Okay, let me see if I could find the full lineup for Philadelphia. They don't see it. I'm very confused why they don't have it posted on their Twitter. It feels like that should be the place where they post it, but I guess not. That's okay. That's okay. It is what it is. I guess I'll leave the Spotify going. What the heck? It's only on the live stream anyways, so I'm not gonna have to worry about that being on the recording. I'll just leave the Spotify going. All right. I apologize again if I'm not doing the best with the play-by-play, especially on the Philadelphia side. I apologize in advance. I'll try to keep up with the best as I can, but Nikish and Delorier and Kokiniemi were both healthy scratches. That'll be an interesting angle too, is to see if Delorier draws into the lineup at some point. Obviously, the Hurricanes acquired Delorier from Philadelphia at the trade deadline, so that'll be an interesting development to see how that goes. Top line is out for the Hurricanes. Forechecking, shot on goal. Vladar with the save. Riley with another shot. It goes wide. And Philadelphia is trying to clear it, but they can't get it, and now they do get it out of the zone. And that's going to be icing. So, first real chance there for the top line. I do want to see the top line get more involved here in this series. They were pretty quiet against Ottawa. I mean, Aho had the shorthanded goal in game 2, or was it game 1 or game 2? It was game 2. He had the shorthanded goal in game 2, but other than that, the top line was pretty much quiet. Aho had the 2 empty net goals in game 4 against Ottawa, but other than that, Jarvis had 2 assists, but it was pretty quiet series for him. Svechnikov had no points. I'd like to see the top line get more involved in this series. As good as it was, as nice as it was seeing the second line who's out there right now, and they score. They score. Who was that? It was the defenseman that took the shot. Was it Walker or the camera is following Stankoven? We get a goal a minute 30 in. I think it's going to be Stankoven again. Stankoven, who had a phenomenal round 1, scored in every single game, scored 4 goals in 4 games. All right, let's see what happens. So Stankoven and Hall behind the net. Blake gets it over across to, I think that was Riley that took the shot, and it was deflected in by Stankoven. Or did Stankoven get a piece of it? I don't know. It was either Mike Riley or Stankoven. But there we go. The opening goal, it is Stankoven. So it's 5th of the playoffs. He scored in every goal, or he scored a goal in every game this season. That's absolutely insane. The second line does it again. Just as I was about to say, I'm glad that the second line had a phenomenal opening round. Stankoven's like, yeah, you know what? We had a great round 1. Let's go ahead and start off with a great opening game of round 2. Let's go ahead and get the scoreboard updated there. There we go. So it's just about, it was 91 seconds in. It was just past the 18-minute, or just past the 18:30 mark at the time of the opening goal. Hurricanes were 36-10-3 in the regular season when scoring first. So that's a good sign for what's to come. And again, phenomenal to see the second line. Oh yeah, it was. It was Riley that took the shot, and Stankoven tipped it high blocker side on Vladar, and got past him. That's a phenomenal tip from Stankoven. He is the youngest player ever to begin a postseason on a 5-game goal streak. That's insane. Good for him. Second line does it again. So assists are going to be Riley and I believe Blake. Let's see. Yeah. So Blake has his fourth assist of the postseason. Riley with his first assist. Stankoven fifth goal of the postseason. And now he's Robinson with the shot deflected by Vladar. Fourth line now putting pressure on. Jankowski is going to give chase. He's going to try to get it behind the net. Carey takes a hit. And Philadelphia is going to be able to get this and clear it out of their zone. 17 minutes to go in the first. Great start for Carolina. Great start. Philadelphia's still without a shot on goal. Now third line out for Carolina. This is where I'm going to start to struggle a little bit. Okay, Konechny. It's the Konechny line. His line is out there right now. Konechny's wearing number 11. I gotta start to get used to the numbers. I think that's what's going to work for me. Oh, turnover. Here's Chatfield takes a shot at Villar. He makes a save there. Third line still out. Slavin with a shot blocked out in front. Hurricanes are just hounding the puck right now. They're giving Philadelphia no time. Philly can barely get the puck out of their zone if they're even able to do that. I mean, the Hurricanes forecheck is just an absolute menace here to start the game. So in the regular season, Carolina won the series 3-1. Philadelphia scored 10. Carolina scored 11. All three games to all. Oh my goodness, I can't talk. All four games between the Canes and the Flyers went to overtime. Carolina won three of them, and again, Philadelphia won just the one. But that was the game where Hurricanes were resting a bunch of starters, and that was at the very end of the season. So, not that that really matters, but they were showing that graphics just to give an idea of how the season series was in the regular season between these two teams. Philadelphia's going to dump it into the zone. Just going to go around. Oh, it's a stoppage. I wonder if it was icing. I'm not sure. 15:58 to go in the first. A great start for Carolina. Second line is back out there again. The other thing I didn't give mention to, the other thing that I should have mentioned is special teams. Both teams were pretty good on the penalty kill, but both teams really struggled on power play. Carolina especially just really was not that effective on the power play, so that's going to be something to watch throughout the series, which team wins the special teams battle. Philadelphia is going to clear the zone. It is not going to make it for icing. Riley has it behind the net. So it's Riley and Gostisbehere out with the second line. He's going to drop it for Gostisbehere. He's going to try to headman the puck. He's going to dump it into the corner. It's like a weird bounce off the boards. But Philadelphia is able to get to it, and they are able to clear the zone. But Carolina gets it back. Here's Gostisbehere. Pushes it forward into the corner. Drysdale has it now behind Philadelphia's net. Blake giving chase there. Drysdale is going to send it up. It is not going to be icing. And now it's Miller with it. Miller gets it across to Aho. Top line out for Carolina. Aho across to Svechnikov. Svechnikov takes a shot. It goes wide. Philadelphia gets it. They're just able to get it past the blue line. They're going to go for a change. Zegers that had it for a second there. He's going to try to push it forward, but it's turned over again. Top line still out for Carolina. Svechnikov pushed off the puck. And now Philadelphia's going to go for a change. Top line. Both teams are going to go for changes here. Anderson going to go play behind his net. And now Slavin tries to push it forward for Robinson, but he can't quite get to it. Fourth line out for Carolina. They're just going to chip it into the zone and give chase. Philly tries to push the puck forward. Battle along the far boards. Anderson goes behind his net to play it. Now third line out for Carolina. Stahl had the puck but lost it. Puck going to go around the Carolina board. This is going to be pushed forward. Not going to make it for icing. There's Konechny. Trying to get it to Martone. Philly with a shot. It didn't quite get all of it. Now here comes Ehlers. He's just going to try to dump it into the corner. Ehlers, Blake, and Stahl out there, so they got a partial change, but not everyone. And this is going to be offside. 12:51 to go in the first. And they're going to go to a commercial break. Phenomenal start for the Hurricanes. Their forecheck was absolutely just stifling in the first 3-4 minutes there. Philadelphia started to get Philadelphia were able to start breaking out of their zone a little bit there, but they haven't really been able to establish any zone time. So they have only just a one shot on goal. So Anderson hasn't been busy so far, but he did make the one save that he needed to. Stankoven, 5th of the playoffs from Riley and from Blake. That second line continues to be a factor. I'll get some water real quick. Okay. Back from commercial break. Hurricanes in the regular season were 29-10-2 at home. It was the best home record in the league. Ristolainen going to dump it into the corner for Gostisbehere. He's going to take that. Gostisbehere, this is a little bit of a revenge game, or revenge series a little bit. He had spent for several years of his career in Philadelphia before he was... Oh, what in the world happened there? That's a goal. That's Blake. I think Vladar went to go cover the puck and just missed it. That was such a weird... What the heck happened there? Hold on, we got to see the replay of this. Vladar looked like he went to go for the cover, and then it just somehow got through him. Hold on, let's see the replay on this. It's going to be Blake's goal. That just sort of happened so quickly, I barely even realized it was a goal at first. So Blake gets through, and yeah, Vladar just kind of overcommitted. I don't know if he's trying to cover the puck or what he was doing. Blake got around Sanheim, and it just went in. What the heck? I mean, we'll take it, but that's so bizarre. Vladar did have a couple of those moments like I said, especially in games 4 and 5 against Pittsburgh. He had a couple of those misplays that led to Pittsburgh getting momentum and actually gave Pittsburgh a chance to get back in the series. Blake reached 21 miles an hour there. It looked like, okay, so Vladar on his blocker's side, he had his stick. It looked like the puck maybe redirected into the net off of his own stick. That was such a weird play. Canes lead 2-0. That was Blake's second goal of the postseason, his fifth postseason goal of his career. I think that was unassisted. Let's check and see. Was that unassisted? No, they give the assist to Taylor Hall and Mike Riley. So Mike Riley with 2 assists in his playoff debut with the Canes. Taylor Hall continues to be one of the best players on the team. He has 6 assists, now 8 points in the series, and now we're going to get another scuffle after the play. This is going to be what Philadelphia tries to do. They're going to try to be engaged after the whistle, trying to get the Hurricanes to throw off their game. Um, there was Svechnikov and Aho jumped in there late in that scrum, but nothing came of it. Just a little bit of pushing and shoving. Wow. That was I don't even remember what I was saying before that goal. I don't even remember what I was talking about, but Hurricanes now lead 2-0, so Philadelphia's in a hole early here. Well, I said the Hurricanes were probably going to look rusty for the first period coming out of a week-long break, but they've been far and away the better team to start here. So we'll see. There's still a lot of game left to play, but it's a good sign so far in these first 8-9 minutes that the Hurricanes have come out and ready to go. I guess I shouldn't be too surprised because it's a Rod Brind'Amour coach team. Um, Brind'Amour is gonna, he's gonna have the guys ready to go. Mike Riley, 2 assists in a minute 42 of ice time. The man has been averaging an assist every 50 seconds on the ice. That's crazy. Jankowski tried to win the faceoff, just got bowled over, but Hurricanes eventually do win the faceoff there, and it's gloved by Vladar. And now we get some more after whistles. It's uh, like I said, it's going to be what Philadelphia tries to do. That's going to be their thing. It's Hathaway and Robinson in the middle of that. This is what Philly's going to try to do. The Hurricanes just have to not let that get out of control. And Philadelphia's taking a penalty here. Philadelphia's going to get a penalty out of this. It was a 2 minute for cross checking. Was it after the whistle? Oh, yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah. It was Sealer that just cross checked Robinson in the back while he was on the ice. That was a very undisciplined penalty from Sealer. All right, well, Carolina's on a power play here. First power play of the series. We'll see. The power play was one of the weaknesses in the first round. They were only 2 for 15. After they were fourth in the league in the regular season, they only went 2 for 15 in the first round. So this is their first chance to amend that and start off with a start off on the right foot with a power play goal here. Really put the clamps down early in this game. There's Gostisbehere for Svechnikov. It's a Gostisbehere. He takes a shot and it goes wide. Svechnikov gets it back at the line. Passes it across again to Gostisbehere. Ehlers down low. Gets it to Jarvis. Back to Ehlers. Ehlers. Gostisbehere holds the zone. Gostisbehere trying to decide what to do with it. Gets it to Ehlers. To Aho. Takes a shot. And is blocked out in front. There's a scramble for it. Jarvis trying to go after it. Now Aho. Svechnikov trying to get to it. And Gostisbehere is going to pinch. And the puck is going to get out of the Carolina zone. So Philadelphia is going to get some new penalty killers on the ice. Ehlers still top line on the ice. Gostisbehere, 35 seconds ago on the power play. Here's Ehlers. Ehlers back to Gostisbehere, takes a shot, and it goes wide of Vladar. Here's Ehlers again, back to Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere over to Aho. Aho trying to get it out in front. Can't connect on the pass, and it's going to go out of play. 20 seconds ago on the power play. So some chances here early for the top unit, but just unable to convert. And I think the second line or second unit's going to come out here for this last little bit, see if they can make something happen. I think it was, if my memory serves correctly, it was the second unit that got both power play goals in the Ottawa series. So the top unit is struggling a little bit on the power play here in these playoffs, but still time to turn it around. Carolina's going to lose that faceoff. Philadelphia is just going to clear the zone. That's going to pretty much do it on the power play. So some chances there for Carolina, just couldn't convert. Unfortunate. They had, I believe it was 2 shots on goal. The power play is over. Here's Hall. Hall across. Snake oven is saved by Vildar. Now Miller has it at center ice. Snake oven is just going to chip it in. Vildar's going to go and play behind his net. Drysdale plays it up. Stahl with a hit. Hall already has 8 points. It's tied for the most of his career in a playoff series. That's kind of crazy to think about. And I guess he was on the Oilers for the first little bit of his career, and they didn't make the playoffs. So I guess I can't be too surprised there. But it's just kind of crazy to think he's never had he's never had more than 8 points in a playoff series in his or in a playoff run. I can't talk. He's never had more than 8 points in a playoff run in his career. So good for him. He's fit in so well. I kind of like when that trade happened, the Rantanen trade. Like that was kind of just the footnote of it was getting Hall, but he's been such a cultural fit. He's been such a fit with his team. It's really awesome to see. I'm glad for him. I was watching an interview with him a couple days ago. He was interviewing with a local Raleigh station, and he was just talking about how much he enjoys being a part of the team and whatnot, and just the culture and the roster of the guys. Just how much he enjoys being a part of it, and that's really cool to hear. We're in a commercial break again. It's 2-0 Carolina. Um, I'm still I'm still trying to figure out what happened. Like, I mean, I see what happened on the second goal, the Vladar misplay. I'm just so confused on what he was thinking there. I don't know if he was trying to cover the puck with his blocker or what. I'm not really sure what that was. Like, we'll take it. And of course, they're gonna take it, but it was just such a bizarre play there. It just threw me off. NHL review on Twitter posts, okay, why are there 2 rows of fans dressed as Waldo behind the Carolina net? And he took a screenshot from the broadcast and said Dan Vladar is clearly distracted seeing these guys stare him down on the other side of the ice. That's funny. All right, we're back from commercial break. 8:40 to go in the first. Philadelphia still with just 1 shot on goal. They have not really been able to get much of anything going. But here's Zegras at center ice. He's going to play back to his defenseman. Ristolainen tries to play forward. I know okay, so I recognize a couple. Like I recognize Zegras. I recognize Ristolainen. I recognize a couple of them. Konechny. But just some of the other depth pieces on Philadelphia, I just don't have the numbers memorized yet. Oh, near turnover in the Philadelphia zone. They managed to escape danger there. They dump it in. Anderson tries to play it for Miller, but that's a pretty bad turnover there. Philadelphia has it. Take the shot, and it goes wide. Or it might have been saved by Anderson, but either way, it stays out. Now Martinook Stahl trying to forecheck in the corner of Philadelphia zone. Martinook just trying to play it with his skate. It was just kind of sitting there along the boards, and he was just blocking off the guy he was fighting with. But Carolina, I think, takes a penalty here. And they do. So Philadelphia is going to go on the power play here. 7:32 to go in the first. It's going to be Ehlers, I think. No, it's Martinook. Oh, shoot. Well, Martinook took a penalty there. I didn't see what it was. What did they call him for? Did they call him for playing it with a skate? Oh, no, they called him for high sticking. That's kind of a weird one, though, because, like, it almost looked like the dude from Philly was just holding his stick there, and then, I don't know. That's kind of a weird call, but at any rate, Carolina's going to have to kill this off, so we'll see what happens. Rod is pissed, talking to the refs, of course. So Jankowski's going to take Martin's spot on the PK. Philly will win the face-off. They're able to hold the zone. There's Zegras behind Anderson's net. There's Konechny. Or no, it's Forster. See, there it is again. Forster for Martone. Martone had a phenomenal opening series. He's going to be an X factor, I think, for the Flyers, especially because there's so little film on him. He has just a crazy shot. He had, I believe, it was 2 goals in his first 2 or 3 games. I mean, he was off to a flying start at the beginning of that Pittsburgh series. So he's going to be something to keep an eye on. It's going to be. Is there a clock issue? I think. I'm not sure everyone's standing around. I think there might be a clock issue. Yeah, it looks like there's a clock issue. Oh, puck was deflected out of play, and they're probably trying to just try to determine what the clock should be at right now. That's probably what it was. What it was, I should say. It's going to be Stahl and Cates on the draw. Cates is going to win it. Minute 35 to go on Philly's power play. Jankowski has it, but can't clear the zone. Here's Cates with it. Cates trying to get around Slavin, can't do so. Martone now in a battle with Chatfield. Zegras gets it back to Drysdale to Forster. Cates out in front, blocked. Kane's just unable to clear the zone, and now Drysdale misplays the puck, and it's going to get out. Carolina's going to get a change. A minute killed, minute left in the power play. Carolina's just going to send it out of the zone down to Vladar. Aho shorthanded. Aho and Jarvis shorthanded, made magic happen in the regular season. Now here they are. Jarvis nearly scores. Now it's Konechny. 40 seconds to go in the power play. Konechny has it. Plays it up to Ristolainen. Philadelphia's going to try to re-enter the zone here. Ristolainen dumps it in. Going to give chase, but it's going to get out of the zone. Ristolainen, 24 seconds left on the power play. Sends it in. That was that icing? Oh, wow. That was icing on Ristolainen. Just an unforced error there. Philadelphia's playing nervous. They're very, very shaky here at the beginning of this game in these first 15 minutes. Wow. Very, very, just an unforced error there from Ristolainen. It's 20 seconds to go in the power play. Philly does win the face-off. They're going to try to get one more rush. Here's Konechny. Dumps it in. Goes around the boards. For Barkey. Robinson fighting with Michkov, but Carolina will get it, and they're going to clear, and they're going to kill off the rest of this penalty. Good penalty kill there from the Hurricanes. No shots on goal for Philly and all of that. Oh, now here's a shot, and Anderson with a save. I believe that was Konechny with the shot. Or no, it was Couturier. It was Couturier just had a wide open lane at the net, but Anderson up to the task. Only a second save, nearly 15 minutes into the game, but he does come up with it. So a little bit of back and forth. Each team have had a power play. Neither team able to convert. We're going on a commercial break again. Solid start for the Hurricanes. I don't think you could ask for a much better start. You would have liked to get the power play on the board there, really start to get that in the right direction. But other than that, that penalty kill was pretty solid. Second line has 2 goals again. The second line is just tearing it up right now. It's crazy to see. Still would like I said earlier, I would still like to see the top line get involved. I'd like to see them get on the board. It feels like they're kind of fighting it a little bit, especially Jarvis. Jarvis feels like he's really fighting it, but very, very solid start here for the Hurricanes. So it was. I'm scrolling on Twitter just to see what people are saying about the game and what I thought happened on the penalty to Martinook was what happened. It was Steeler that grabbed the stick of Martinook and brought it into his face, and he ended up drawing the call. That's crazy. I was gonna say I thought that Martinook was trying to pull the stick away. But sure enough, it was what happened was it just got held there and then got pushed up. At any rate, 5:15 to go in the first. Here comes Stankoven, takes a shot, saved by Vladar. Second line out there again. Hall trying to battle along the boards, trying to keep the zone, but can't do so. Riley with a hit along the boards. They're going to call boarding. Yep. Yep. So Carolina going back on the PK. That was Riley. I mean, come on, dude. You're near the boards. You can't do that. Well, Carolina's going to be shorthanded again after they just killed off the penalty. They're going to get back to the penalty to the PK. Yeah, that was boarding. That's pretty clear on Michkov. He can't do that. You gotta know better. You see numbers. You can't commit to that hit. Philly's gonna get their second power play here. 4:56 to go in the period. Philly does win the face-off. And now in the corner, Slavin's just gonna get it out of the zone. Vladar gonna leave it. Vladar looked like he wanted to play it, but decided to leave it. Here's Drysdale with it. Drysdale up for Zegras. Now Anderson will play behind the net. And that is kept in by Drysdale. Up to Cates. Cates battling along the boards. Drysdale to Forster. Back to Drysdale to Zegras. Zegras to Martone. Martone up on the top unit for Philadelphia. There's Zegras. Drysdale with a shot. Goes wide. There's Martone. It's going to get out around the boards and it's going to get out of the zone. 1:05 to go in the power play. Vildar leaves it behind the net for Ristolainen. Ristolainen for Barkey. Barkey with the entry to Michkov. And now Carolina able to clear it again, just stifling on the PK. You don't like being on the penalty. You don't like being on the PK back to back, but the PK so far has been up to the task. Philly's just going to dump it into the corner. And now Aho just going to get it out of the zone. Ristolainen is going to chase it down. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Ristolainen for Barkey. Back to Ristolainen, trying to get the entry there. And he does not get it. It was offside. 22 seconds left in the power play, 3:18 to go in the period. Philadelphia only 2 shots on goal here, nearly 17 minutes into the game. I don't think that's a start they were looking for. I'm just gonna say that. It might be a hot take, but I don't think they were wanting to have only 2 shots. Now Jankowski is going to be forced out of the face-off dot. Robinson against Zegras. Zegras wins it for Konechny. Konechny's going to dump it in. Anderson goes behind his net to play it, and now there's another stoppage. Not sure, was that offside? See, this is the thing is I can't hear the broadcasts, so whenever there's a stop, unless it's obvious, I'm trying to figure out. I can't figure out right away what the stoppage was for. It might have been offside. It was offside. Jankowski against Zegras. Zegras is going to win the face-off. Sanheim, 13 seconds left in the power play. Got one more rush, maybe. And now Konechny gets it around Miller, but can't find Zegras out in front. There's Walker now with it. Walker going to get it into the corner. Fourth line still out there. Penalty is killed. 2:45 to go in the first. Gostisbehere was about to play, but it took a weird bounce off the boards. Here's Hall. Hall trying to get around Ristolainen. He does. Tried to center it, but couldn't find anyone. Puck is going to go back to Anderson. Anderson to Riley. Riley leaves it for Gostisbehere. Gostisbehere going to break out. Gets it to Snakeoven to Hall. And it's going to get it to the corner. Philadelphia gets it back. There's a battle along the boards right now. Blake, Snakeoven both in there trying to get it. Snakeoven comes up with it. Hall across to Gostisbehere. There's a little bit of zone time here for the Canes. Gostisbehere taken down. They're not going to call that. Wow. Okay. Philadelphia 2-on-1. Anderson with the save. Puck still cleared out of the zone now. And here comes Ehlers. Kind of surprised they didn't call a trip there on Philly, on Gostisbehere at the blue line, but Carolina survives. Shot out in front. It's cleared out by Philly. There's Ehlers trying to play it off for Stahl. Yeah, I'm surprised they didn't call that on a trip. That's kind of crazy, but it's okay. Hurricanes. Anderson comes up with a save there, so no harm, no foul. Stahl wins the draw. Chatfield takes a shot. It's blocked. Chatfield will try to hold the zone, but he's unable to do that. He's going to just chip it back in. A minute 15 to go in the period. Now Philadelphia trying to break it out. Battle along the boards right now. Just 3, 4, 5, 6 guys now battling. 55 seconds to go in the period. The Hurricanes, I think, will take this. I don't think they'll complain about this at all. Slavin gets it up to Svechnikov. Or no, that's Ehlers. I saw the 7. That was Ehlers, not Svechnikov. No, it is Svechnikov. Svechnikov's out there with Stahl and Martin. Here's Svechnikov with a shot. It's saved by Vladar. 32 seconds to go in the period. Great chance there for Svechnikov, but unable to get past Vladar. I said Svechnikov, and then I said Ehlers because Ehlers has been playing with Stahl and Martinuk, and then I realized, no, it is Svechnikov. So I wonder if they're changing up the top line to try to get Svechnikov going, or what that was. Maybe it might have just been a partial change, but Svechnikov was at least on that shift with Stahl and Martinuk. Now he is out there with Aho and Jarvis. So Aho on the draw. He's unable to win it. Philly gets it back. 30 seconds to go in the period. Oh, Walker took a tumble. Anderson's just going to cover it. Smart play there from Anderson. Not even take a chance. Walker was skating backwards and just tripped over himself, and that was nearly a chance for Philly, but Carolina survives there. 23 seconds to go in the period. I think you come out of this, you don't give up a goal here and take a 2-0 lead in the first intermission. You're feeling good if you're the Canes. Aho in the defensive zone against Zegers, and Zegers wins it. Faceoffs seem to be going a lot in Philly's favor right now. Shot wide of Anderson, 13 seconds left in the period. And that puck going to go around the boards. Walker's just going to get it out of the zone. Oh, was trying to find one last chance for Philly. They're not able to get the shot off. There we go. 2-0 at the end of the first. So a really, really strong opening period for the Hurricanes. And now Zegers and Aho. What's going on there? More after the whistle shenanigans, I assume. Oh my gosh, I forgot the entire time. Well, I'm going to change it and then I'm going to change it again. I forgot to change from pregame to first period. But now it's first intermission. Or just do INT dot. Strong start for the Canes. I still want to see the top line get more involved, but it came out. They were the better team to start. There's no debate there. Hurricanes were all over the Philly defense and the forecheck. Two goals, two more goals for the second line. Phenomenal start. So it's 2-0 Carolina in first going into the first intermission. We'll see. Hurricanes. It wasn't as big of an issue in the Ottawa series, but in the regular season, the Hurricanes did have their struggles in the second period with the long change. So we'll see if they can come out and be ready to go in the second period. But hard to find much to complain about there. Anderson wasn't busy, but the few times that he was needed to make a save, he came up with a save. So steady and net. Stankoven with another goal. He's got 5 goals in 5 games. Just an unreal start for him. I mean, that's crazy. Riley with 2 assists in the first period. Hall gets an assist. Blake gets a goal. That's crazy. I'm gonna take a quick minute while we're in ad break anyways. I'm gonna take a minute and run to the bathroom and whatnot, and I'll be back in a few minutes. Hey, chat. I'm back. Sorry about that. Sorry about that. All right. We're about 5 minutes out from the start of the second period. Hurricanes, like I was saying, it's hard to imagine a much better start. The only thing is you'd like to see the top line convert. You'd like to see a power play goal, but defense was smothering. They did not give up much. I think Philadelphia only had, I think it was 4 shots on goal in the entire first period. So there's a very good defensive performance from the Hurricanes. Second line came out, got 2 more goals. It's got to be the hottest line in the entire playoffs. It has to be the second line right now. I mean, every single one of those guys has 6+ points. Just crazy, crazy starts to the playoffs for them. Penalty kill came up huge. There was a penalty that shouldn't have been a penalty because it was literally the guy grabbing the stick and pushing it up into his own face. That should not be a call, but it was. Hurricanes killed both penalties, so a good start there. Anderson, although not tested very much, did make a couple good saves. Kept the game, or kept the Flyers off the board, I should say. What would I like to see for the second period? I keep saying it. I really want to see the top line get on the board. I feel like they need to get the monkey off their back collectively. Aho, I'd like to see Jarvis or Svechnikov especially need a goal. Aho's got 3, 2 of them are empty nets, but he has 3 goals. Jarvis only has 2 assists. Svechnikov is still without a point so far in these playoffs. So I'd like to see one of those two or both of them get a goal here in the second period. Kind of get off of that slump. Um, if they get another power play, I'd like to see the power play get on the board. They're 2 for 16 now in the playoffs. It's not great. So I think you just come out, you keep playing your game. Don't let Philly's already trying to pull these after whistle antics. They're trying to get in your head. Don't let that. I mean, stick up for yourself, of course, but don't get baited into taking stupid penalties. Stay out of the box. Just keep playing that same defense that you've been playing. Get the top line going, and I think you'll be in pretty good shape. You have a 2 goal lead after one, and that's a good start. But you still got 40 minutes to play, so work is far from done. Let me do this. Is the oh no? So it's just the stream. I was gonna say, is the pixel screen slow? Is being laggy? No, it's just the stream is being weird. So apologize for that. I got some water. Okay. We should be coming back here in just a minute for the second period. It's in commercial break right now. Should be after this one. Okay, so they have released the rest of the schedules. Let's look at this. Okay, so game one's tonight, of course. Game two on Monday. I have to work. Game three is going to be on Thursday. I could potentially stream that game. Game four Saturday. I have to work. Game five. Should it go to game five? I could do that stream. That'd be on Monday the 11th. Game six will be on Wednesday the 13th, and then Saturday May 16th would be game seven. I would not be able to do that. I'm going to be helping out my parents by watching the dogs for the weekend so they can go out of town. So it looks like tonight I could do, I mean, I'm obviously doing this stream right now. And then it looks like the other streams I would be able to do for the series would be on Thursday for game three and then on Monday the 11th for game five. All right, second period is underway. Let me get the thing. I forgot. I cannot believe I forgot to change off of pregame the entire first period, but period. There we go. All right. For the Flyers, that was their seventh straight game without a first period goal, a second longest streak in the franchise history to go without a goal in the opening period. All right, here's Ehlers. Ehlers takes a shot, goes wide of Vladar. And now the forechecking begins again. Martino gets it. Back to Chatfield, takes a shot, deflected, saved by Anderson, and it goes behind the net. Another good chance there. Chatfield going to pinch. Ehlers out in front, and Vladar with the save. Good start. A minute 7 seconds into the second. Good start for that third line for Carolina. Got to the forecheck, got a couple chances, made Vladar make a couple saves there. Oh, that's right. Todd Reardon is with the Flyers now. I forgot. I always forgot. Like after he got fired by Washington, I forgot where he went. He's with the Flyers right now. All right, just over a minute in, second line comes over the boards for Carolina. Stankoven will lose the face-off. There's Ristolainen behind his net. Ristolainen for Sanheim. Gets it into the Carolina zone. Anderson plays it for Riley, but unable to get it out of the zone. Now Anderson almost got caught outside of his net. He was trying to play it, and Philadelphia was clamping down on him, but they get out of danger. Temporarily, Philadelphia had it and lost it. Here comes Blake. Blake with a rush. Blake could just lose the puck. Tried to shoot it, but just lost the puck there. Gostisbehere will get it in his own zone. Carolina's going to get a change. Top line out now. Jarvis trying to get after it, but Philadelphia gets out of the zone. There's Chatfield behind the net. Oh, bad turnover. Oh, and Philadelphia is not able to finish that chance, but they're going to draw a penalty. So Carolina going to be shorthanded again. What a bad turnover. Who was that? That was really bad. It's bad decision making there. Nearly led to a goal. Anderson was just deked out of his skates and just I think it was Martone that had it and just couldn't finish the chance. Well, don't like to see that. It was probably a necessary penalty though, because Martone had a wide open net. Oh, it was Slavin. That's so uncharacteristically bad from Slavin. I don't know what he was trying to do there. Yikes. And Anderson took the penalty for tripping on Martone. So Philly goes to the third power play of the night. Who's in the box? Marnick, Stahl, Chatfield, and Slavin on the ice. Excuse me. Philly so far tonight 0 for 2 with no shots on goal. Here's Drysdale to Zegras at the blue line. Up for Cates. Cates to Zegras. Back to Cates. And gets around the boards. Forrester trying to play it. Battling along the boards with Stahl. And the puck is able to get out of the zone there. Minute 35 to go on the power play. Vodar is going to play it for Zegras. Zegras is going to try to enter the zone. Zegras to Cates. And Carolina, Aho was able to get out, so they did get a change once the puck got out of the zone. The puck comes out of the zone again. There we go. Minute 10 to go on the power play. Vladar. Drysdale for Konechny. Back to Zegras. I mean, Carolina just not even letting them get set up right now. There's Dvorak. Dvorak for Barkey. Up for Konechny. Sliding block from Miller there. There's Dvorak. Back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen for Barkey. Barkey gets it up to Konechny, to Dvorak. Out in front. And Zegras couldn't finish that chance there. Here comes Aho up for Jarvis. Jarvis trying to get around. Jarvis back for Aho. Or no, it's Jankowski. Jankowski, Vladar with the save. He keeps it moving. Barkey has it up for Ristolainen. 20 seconds to go in the power play. Here's Ristolainen back for Konechny. Konechny, Barkey. Philly's still without a shot on goal here. There's Barkey for Dvorak. Dvorak trying to get it to Konechny. He does. Konechny to Barkey to Dvorak. And the power play is over. So no shots again for Philly on the power play. But they do have the zone right now. And it's going to be... Svechnikov had it and lost it. Here's Svechnikov. Up across for Stankoven is saved by Vladar. Here's Blake. Back to Svechnikov. Svechnikov dancing with it. Carolina in the midst of a change. Riley's going to dump it into the corner. Here's Blake. Blake for Stankoven. Stankoven with a shot. It goes wide of Vladar. And Philadelphia is going to be able to get it out of the zone here. But Blake was battling for it, but couldn't get it there. And now Carolina going to just ring it around the boards. And that is not icing. And the ref started moving like he was going to call icing, but he didn't. Second line out for Carolina. Trying to forecheck, but Philly's going to get out of the zone. And this is not going to make it for icing. Here's Gostisbehere behind the net. Gostisbehere going to dump it in. Stahl's going to chase after it. Can't get to it. There's Zegras. There's just a lot of dump and chase happening right now. There's not really much going on other than dump and chase. But here's Carolina, 3-on-2. Here's Walker. Couldn't get that pass to Stahl. And now Jarvis trying to chase after it. Anderson will go out of his net to play it. Miller for Aho. Plays it forward. Here's Aho. Takes a shot. Saved by Vladar. Svechnikov lost the puck there. Philly gets it back. The wrist line has it in his zone. Shadowed by Aho. Puck just kind of sitting around in center ice. Neither team really able to get any chances going right now. And this is going to be icing on Carolina. 13:22 to go in the second. So top line still a little quiet. Still just not really able to get a whole lot of chances. Oh wow! Aho nearly tipped it in on his own net on that last power play. Philly wins the draw in the Carolina zone. And Philly still has it. Shot wide. Goes over Anderson's net. Aho is going to play forward. Gets out of the zone. Here's Aho. This is not going to be icing. Voldar's going to have to play it. There's Sanheim. Like I said, it's just a lot of dump and chase. There's just not really a whole lot of chances at the moment. More dump and chase from Philly. Takes a weird bounce off the boards, but Anderson there to glove it. He's just going to freeze it there. 12:32 to go in the second. Shots on goal are 15-4 in favor of Carolina. So Philly still does not have a shot on goal in this period. Nearly 8 minutes in, over 8 minutes, nearly 9 minutes in, I should say. Do not have a shot on goal. I mean, the defense from Carolina is just next level right now. They're not giving the Flyers anything right now. I'm gonna look this up. It feels like Philly's dominating in the faceoffs. I'm gonna look this up. Actually, not really. It just feels worse than it is. It's, Philly's won 16 of 30, so it's actually nearly even. 16-14 in favor of Philadelphia on the faceoff, but it feels like Philly's been winning all of them. I don't know. Interesting. All right, back from commercial break. Stankoven lined up against Cates. Stankoven wins that one. Gossespear has it. Here's Blake. Blake gets around his man. Gets it to Hall. Here's Hall. Hall to Riley. Takes a shot and bounces off the boards in the corner. Here's Hall. He has it back. Hall trying to find Stankoven. Can't do it, but he gets it, his own puck. Shot saved by Vodar. 12:01 to go in the second. Oh, goodness. Jankowski on the draw. He loses it. This Cam York. Puck behind Anderson's net. York unable to hold the zone with Drysdale. And that puck, I think, went into the benches, so there's another stoppage right there. All right, Philly wins the face-off. Drysdale's going to get it back in his own zone. This is not going to be icing. It was tipped into the zone. Oh, nearly a bad turnover from Anderson, but Miller recovers. $11:15 to go in the second. Here's Walker, but he's offside. There's a penalty here? Okay, Carolina's going on the power play. I didn't even see that there was a penalty. It's Hathaway going to the box for, I think he called slashing. Oh, it was after the whistle. So another Philly's taken two very undisciplined penalties. It was Hathaway for slashing after the whistle had blown. Carolina unable to win the face-off on that opening face-off of the power play. There's Gossespierre. You really need to get the power play going here, especially top unit. Top unit really needs one here. There's Gossespierre to Aho, trying to find Sveshnikov. He does corral that pass. Here's Ehlers. Ehlers back to Gossespierre. To Ehlers. And Vodar's just going to glove that. Minute 24 to go in the power play. You really want to see the top unit get one here. The second unit's out. Here's Blake to Stankoven. To Miller. Here's Stankoven, keeps the line. Here's Stahl. It's kind of a weird amalgamation right now. Stahl out there with Miller in the second line. Philly's going to clear the zone here. Rod pulled the top unit very early. They only got about 40 seconds there. He might be trying to send them a message. He pulled them like only 40 seconds into the power play. Here's Ehlers to Miller. Miller back to Ehlers. Ehlers takes a shot, saved by Vladar. No rebound there. 40 seconds to go on the power play. Now Ehlers going to go back to the bench there. I think he came off for a couple seconds and then came back on. That's a little strange. There's Stahl to win the draw. He does. There's Stankoven to Miller. Miller to Hall. Trying to find Stankoven, but can't make that pass happen. Philly clears the zone. 30 seconds left in the power play. Now there's Miller. With 20 seconds to go. Come on, guys. You gotta move the puck a little bit here. There's Miller. Stankoven. Stankoven gets the entry. There's Blake. Back to Miller. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Here's Hall to Ehlers. Ehlers to Miller. Ehlers. Shoot it. He does. It goes wide of Vladar. Penalty's over. So the power play feels yet again. And here's a break for Hathaway out of the box. And what a stop by Miller. What a defensive stop by Miller there to break up the breakaway. That was nearly a goal, a golden opportunity for Philly, for Hathaway coming out of the box. There's Zegras. Plays it up for Martone. Can't get the shot off. And now here's Slavin with it. He's just going to get it out of the zone. There's Dvorak battling in the corner with Chatfield. Philly out in front, shoot, and went wide. There's Blake to Stankoven. Shot saved by Vladar. 7:56 to go. And they're going to go to commercial break. 7:56 to go in the second. What a stick check from Miller on that breakaway. Hathaway was trying to set up the backhand shot, and Miller just swung his stick around him. Got all puck, no skates or anything. What a defensive play from Miller there on that breakaway. Not even giving up a shot on goal. That's crazy. Power play's still struggling, unfortunately. And like I said, Rod pulled the top unit off like 40 seconds in, so I think he's sending a message to those guys that they got to really lock in and start putting some points on the board. I think that's sending a message that top unit has not been good enough. Second unit didn't convert either, but um, they've been playing so well 5-on-5. That second line, they've they're not necessarily in the doghouse. I don't think for that, but all right, back from break. 7:56 to go in the second. Shots on goal are 18-6 in favor of Carolina, so they've only, I guess they've allowed 4 shots on goal here in the second period, but that's still only 4 shots on goal per period so far. Scoring chances 10-3 in favor of Carolina. There's Jankowski, wins the draw. Shot wide. Philly gets it up. Anderson, he's going out of his net a lot. It was saved by Anderson there off of a turnover. Anderson's going out of his net a lot to play the puck, and he's getting himself caught in some dangerous spots. I'm not necessarily a big fan of that. I feel like one of those he's going to make a bad mistake and end up costing himself a goal. But here's Blake in the Philly zone trying to play it up for Chatfield. Snakeoven's going to get to it. Blake able to recover. Chatfield just chips it in. Blake still has it. And now Philly gets it. And they're out of the zone. There's Marthone. Dumps it into the Carolina zone. Slavin plays it up for Stankoven, I think it was. Now Martineau giving chase to Sanheim. Or his Drysdale, sorry. And now big battle in the corner there for the puck, but Philly's going to get that. They're going to just go. They're just going to ice this. Or no, it's not going to make for icing. Here's Walker. Turnover for York. That's blocked. And that's offside. I'm not. I'm not gonna lie, chat. I don't. I'm trying to do the play-by-play. I keep getting names wrong. I think I'm just gonna. I'm gonna. I think I'm just gonna. I'm gonna watch, and then like if there's something big that happens, I'm gonna react to it, but I think trying to do play by play is just not working right now. I'm just not I'm not processing it quick enough to be able to keep up with the names and whatnot, so 6-11 to go in the second. Shots on goal 18-7 favoring Carolina. Oh, here's a chance. No, it was blocked up. Carrier maybe had a chance around the back of the net, but two Flyers came up and covered that up pretty much right away. Gossespierre taken down, no call. Fourth line right now out for Carolina. Matching up with the second line of Philly. Anderson with the cover, and now there's going to be some fisticuffs after the whistle. This is where you can't. Carolina, if you're Carolina, you can't let yourself get drawn into taking a penalty here. So this is what Philly's going to try to do. We get another commercial break. Or is this commercial break? Yeah, it is. Good save from Anderson. Like I said a minute ago, and the only thing for me with Anderson is he's being a little bit too aggressively going out of his net to play the puck. There's a couple times where he's had some close calls and nearly, well, one time it did lead to a turnover and nearly led to a goal. So I'd like to see him stay. I'd like to see him stay in his net a little. Stay in his net. I'd like to see him stay in his net just a little bit more than he is. But as far as making the saves and whatnot, I mean he hasn't allowed a goal, so he's doing his job. Defense is not giving up much. Philadelphia is still less than 10 shots on goal halfway through the game. Um, Over halfway through the game now. So it's still the top line struggling. Top line and power play still continuing to struggle. Just not good, but I mean they're up 2-0, so it's hard to really complain too much. But it is something I want to see. Like I said, I want to see the power play connect. I really want to see the top line and the top unit of the power play especially need to get some goals. Um, at any rate, I get some water real quick. ESPN showing the Cam York series winning goal against Pittsburgh, showing the celly where York threw the stick into the crowd, and then yesterday that's cool to see. Yesterday, Cam York was able to get the stick back. He met the fan that caught the stick and gave him another signed stick and some other stuff as well. I think he gave him a signed jersey and something else, but that's cool to see. There's Stahl with it behind Philadelphia net. Stahl still has it. Takes a shot. It's blocked. Slavin up for Stahl. Slavin to Martinuk. He's going to give chase. Seager's able to get to it. Gets it out of the zone. Slavin. Carolina still has not trailed in this postseason for a single second. They didn't trail at all against Ottawa, and then they have not trailed in this game against Philadelphia. So through, what would that be? Well, I guess with that game going to overtime, double overtime, that'd be What would that have been? 3, 8, 14, through nearly 16 periods of playoff hockey, they have not trailed for a second. That's kind of nuts. Kind of crazy to think about. Oh, Svechnikov, what the heck? Had it and just got it taken away off of his stick easily there. He's a little careless with the puck right there. Turnover. Here's Jarvis. Sankoven scores. What a setup from Jarvis. Jarvis gets an assist. Stankoven with his second goal of the game, sixth goal of the playoffs. Just insane. He's got to be the. He's got to be the. He's got to be the best goal scorer right now. He's got to have the most goals in the playoffs. 6 goals? Like, there's no way that anyone has 6 goals. Nice pass from Jarvis there. So Jarvis is able to get on the board. I wanted to see him get a goal, but he's able to get another assist. And nice assist across for Stankoven, and they score 3-0. Let me go ahead and get the score updated. This is now Stankoven's third career multi-goal game in the playoffs, and all of them have been with the Hurricanes. There was the game one last year against New Jersey. He had 2 goals. He had 2 goals. Was it? I don't remember. Maybe not. Or no, I'm thinking. Never mind. Oh, okay, yeah, that's right. That's right. Okay, so Stankoven has 6 goals. It's tied for the most with Hagel and Boldy. That's right. Yeah, Hagel and Boldy have both been lining it up for Tampa and Minnesota respectively. So yeah, I didn't think about that, but yeah, Hagel, Boldy, and Stankoven 3-way tie for the league lead in goals with 6 in the playoffs. And I think yeah, yeah. Stankoven's done it in 1 game less because this is his 5th game of the postseason, and then Hagel and Boldy have both played 6. Hagel's playing Game 7 tomorrow. That'll be crazy, by the way. That game, Tampa and Montreal in Tampa, Game 7. That's gonna be insane. There's a chance for Philly, but it's blocked. Now Couturier has it. He can't hold the zone. 2:50 to go in the second. Svechnikov got an assist. I didn't see that. Svechnikov got an assist as well. So good for him. He finally has an assist. He's finally on the scoreboard. His first point of the postseason is the secondary assist on that Stankoven goal. Good for him. I'd like to see one of those two, Jarvis or Svechnikov, get a goal specifically. But it's good that they both got an assist. Hopefully that'll help a little bit with getting kind of the monkey off their back. They've been they've been snake bit for sure, but they also just haven't really been producing much offensively, that top line. So that's good. Good for them. All right, Zegers has it behind Carolina net. Philly's getting some zone time here. I'd really like to see Carolina clear this out. I mean, I know score effects and whatnot, but with a minute and 35 to go in the period, you don't want to give one up here and give Philadelphia some momentum. Anderson with the save, minute 30 to go in the period. And Sanheim and Miller getting into it now after the whistle. Zegers trying to go after Walker. Philadelphia's frustrated. They're just trying to take shots after the whistle now. They're getting frustrated. They're trying to get Carolina off their game. Don't take the bait there. But what I was saying before that is, oh wow, Anderson did not have that covered. Yikes! I'm glad that glad that glad that Martin came in and put a stick behind Anderson there, because Anderson did not have that covered. It was just sitting behind his pads, but it wasn't in the net, thankfully. Minute 20 to go in the second. What I was saying is, don't give Philadelphia a goal here. Don't let them have some. Don't give them any momentum into second intermission. Here's Svechnikov trying to find Aho, but can't do so. And now Chatfield has it. Minute to go in the second. Chatfield to Slavin. Slavin up for Jarvis. Here's Jarvis with a shot. Svechnikov goes down. Is he hurt? Oh man, I don't know if he's hurt. No, he got up. And now some more. No, he is hurt. Okay. He just wasn't. He wasn't on camera. Svechnikov is down. That's not good. Oh no. He's grabbing his. He's grabbing his right leg. Shoot. It looked like it. It looked like the knee area. It looked like he like went for a hit and then maybe went down awkwardly. Well, let's see the replay. What happened if they have it? He's staying on the bench, so that's a good sign. He's not going back to the locker room. Oh, he Forrester slashed him right on the back of his leg. And he just went down immediately, grabbing at the back of his knee. Yeah, yeah. It was for the blade of Forrester's skate, or the blade of Forrester's stick that just got Svechnikov right in the back of the leg, right behind the knee. It's a good sign that he's staying on the bench and he's not going back to the locker room. I think he's going to be okay. Just, oh wow, that's dirty from Forster. He wasn't trying to play the puck at all. That's dirty. I was I was trying to look, and when they showed the replay the first time, I was just trying to see what happened. That was intentional from Forster, 100%. That's dirty. He's gonna get 2 minutes for slashing there for that. They could have called that a major. That's dirty from Forster. That's absolutely intentional. That wasn't a hockey play. That's just him trying to slash Svechnikov just to do it. That's dirty. Well, I'm glad the refs didn't let Forster off the hook for that, because that was absolutely intentional. That was dirty. All right, Carolina with an abbreviated power play here at the end of the second. Jarvis for Ehlers. Svechnikov is back out there, and Ehlers couldn't finish that chance. Here's Gossespear. 17 seconds to go in the period. Jarvis with a shot, saved by Vladar. Svechnikov has it to Jarvis, to Gossespear, back to Jarvis. 8 seconds to go. Svechnikov can't take that shot. Jarvis, Gossespear, guys, shoot it. Gossespear blocked. That's the end of the period. So Carolina will have about a minute 15 of power play time at the start of the third, but they go into second intermission up 3-0. There we go. Okay. 3-0 Carolina at the end of the second. Let's check the stats. So that third goal, it was Stankoven, his sixth of the playoffs. Assists go to Jarvis, his third assist, and Svechnikov, his first assist of the playoffs. Let me check. Let's check some stats real quick. Shots on goal are 21-9. Shots in that period were 9-5 in favor of Carolina. Phil, out of 44 faceoff, Philly's 124, Carolina's 120. Both teams 0 for on the power play. Philly's 0 for 3. Carolina right now 0 for 2. But again, they're going to get a minute 15 of power play time after the intermission. Hits are 31-18 in favor of Philadelphia. And yeah, solid game so far for Carolina. Just don't. I think now you got a 3-goal lead. As long as you don't start playing stupid, and again, as long as you don't start falling for Philadelphia's bait, trying to get into scrums after the whistle and stuff, trying to draw penalties. As long as you don't buy into that, I think you're in a pretty good spot here coming out of the third. If you score on this power play here at the start of the third period, make it 4-0. I think you really will feel good. I mean, you feel good up 3-0, but I feel like 4-0, it'll be pretty much all but a wrap at that point. So just gotta come out, take care of business, just make sure you play sound defensively, and I think you'll be good after that. So ad is about to start here in a second. I'm gonna go ahead, step out for a quick minute, and then I'll be back, and we'll cover the third period and whatnot after that. Once the intermission's done, and go from there. So I'll be back in a few minutes. All right, chat. I'm back. Sorry about that. 3-0 Hurricanes at the second intermission. They've played, I wouldn't say near perfect, but they've played very, very well. Um, power play, power play's 0 for 2, but they're going to have another chance here at the start of the third. Hopefully they convert because they need to get some positive momentum on the power play, specifically the power play, I should say. Stankoven is on hat trick alert. I didn't even mention that. He's scored 2 tonight. He's on hat trick watch. Um Jeez, what a stud, man. I went back and I was watching my reactions to the second Rantanen trade, the trade that sent Rantanen out and brought in Stankoven, and I completely discredited Stankoven. I discredited the getting Stankoven side of that trade. Um, what a dog! What an animal! My goodness, six goals in 5 games now. I mean, he is the definition, textbook definition of a player that steps it up to another level when the playoffs arrive. It's crazy. Jarvis and Svechnikov both get assists to get themselves on the scoreboard. Good sign there in the second period. And we're about to start the third period here in just a couple seconds. So for Carolina, you just keep playing, you just keep doing what you have been doing. Just don't give up a bunch of chances. Um, yeah, I mean, they're really, it's really just a very simple. You're up by 3 here. Philadelphia is going to be desperate for offense. I'm sure they're going to be cheating for offense. So just look for gaps in their defense while they're trying to do that. And yeah, I mean, just other than that, just keep playing the way you have been and bring this thing home. Excuse me. Bring this thing home. You got 20 minutes. Just don't be stupid. Don't. Philadelphia is going to be trying to. They're going to be cheating for offense, and they're going to be trying to drag you into the mud and trying to get you off of your game. Don't fall for it. But about to get an opening face or get about to get the face off to start the third period. It's Aho, but he's going to lose it. Minute 15 left on the power play for Carolina. Like I said, I feel like it's not like absolutely like you have to have this, but it is very important that you get a power play goal here and get some momentum going. Top units all rested, especially. Oh no, now there's just a shorthanded chance for Philadelphia. Anderson, where is it? Oh, come on, guys, wake up! First 30 seconds of this power play in the third period have been a disaster. And Philadelphia's just killing all the times. 30 seconds. Finally get it out of your own zone. Come on, power play. You gotta get something here. You gotta start scoring. You're two for 16 is not good enough. About to be 2 for 17 if you don't score here in the next 15 seconds. Got to spare with the shot saved by Vladar. Vladar. My goodness. 14 seconds to go on the power play. Not good enough on the power play. Top unit is not doing the job. That's a that's an early narrative to watch for the playoffs and for the Hurricanes in the playoffs. There's a lack of efficiency on the power play. They're fourth best in the regular season, and they've just not been good. Here's another shorthanded chance for Philly. Hathaway can't get to the puck. Power play's over. Brutal, brutal. Just completely burning power play chances. Not good. I know you're up 3-0. You don't again, you don't need the goal, but like the power play has to be better. Here's Hall with it. Feeds it to Blake. Blake pushed off the puck but gets it back. He's just gonna dump it into the corner. Oh, wow. Huge hit from Hall. They might call boarding on that. No, it doesn't look like it. Oh, here we go. Here's the chance. It's offside. Never mind. Never mind. I got excited. It was Carrier, but he was offside. Huge hit from Hall. Oh, wow. Yeah, that's. I don't know. That was kind of 50-50. He kind of got. Um, it wasn't necessarily in the numbers. It was more kind of side to side. It just looked bad. But yeah. Anyways, 18:01 to go in the third. I love the I love the physical nature of that, even though the hit was kind of a little 50-50 on whether it was a penalty or not. I like there's no hesitation to play that physicality, to have that physical edge to your game from Hall. I like that a lot. There's Goss Spear with it. He's trying to get it out of the zone, and he does. But I think it was played with a high stick. 17:49 to go in the third. Oh, I need to update the thing. I'm really not good at remembering this. I don't know why I struggle so much with remembering to do that. There we go. All right. Face off in the D zone, won by the Hurricanes. Sechnikov plays it forward to Jarvis. Riley is going to go off for a change. The cameraman is struggling to keep up with the puck right now. All right, Philly has it in their zone. Aho on the forecheck, trying to force a turnover. Philly able to get out of the danger, though. There's got a spare back for Riley. I thought Riley went off for a change, but I guess not. I guess he stayed on. Riley up ahead for Marnook in the corner. Now behind the Philly net. Zegers gets it. Zegers for Konechny. Konechny gets around Chatfield. Konechny tries to go to the net. It's saved by Anderson. Puck will leave the zone. Now Konechny has it again in the Carolina zone. Zegers with a hit on Slavin. This is going to get into the Philly zone. Sanheim's going to go back and play it for Konechny. Konechny's been out there for a minute. I imagine he's going to go for change, and he is. Now Walker has it behind the net. There's Robinson trying to get to it. Can't get there, though. So Walker is just going to get it out of the zone. Robinson chasing it down, and that's icing. 15:59 to go in the third. The puck is ice, so it's going to come back to the Carolina zone. Jankowski on the draw. He's unable to win it. Shot, saved by Anderson. Now a little bit of pushing after the whistle. Good save there from Anderson. Second line comes over the boards for Carolina. Excuse me, sorry, I keep yawning. Carolina loses the draw. Oh, Blake avoids a huge hit. Just barely avoids that hit. This is offsides. 15:40 to go in the third. Oh yeah, it's York had Blake lined up for a huge hit, and Blake just able to get away from it, just able to dive out of the way in time. That would have been a game changing hit, I think, if that connected. That would have been shoulder through chest on Blake. That would have been bad. Blake with a goal and assist and 3 hits in the game. He's having a very good game. Philly will win the face-off here. Go back in their own zone, try to break out. They're going to ice the puck, though. This has kind of had a bit of a slower, more choppy start to the third compared to the first 2 periods. A lot of stoppages for offside, icing, all that stuff. It's been a slower start to the third period than slower start to the period than it was for the first two. Here's Riley pinching. Finds Carey behind Philadelphia net. Robinson pushed over, but Carrier gets back to it. Carrier finds Gossespierre, takes a shot, it's blocked into the corner. Here's Carrier, takes another shot wide of Vladar's net. And now Philadelphia is going to break it out, but Carolina just able to keep it back in the zone, but they're going to go for a change. Now Philadelphia will change their forwards as well. That's crazy. Carolina, dating back to the regular season, has not trailed in the game in the last 600 minutes. That's insane. That's a crazy stat. That's 10 games worth, 10 regulation games worth of play without being in being behind on the scoreboard. That's crazy. Here's Svechnikov trying to find Aho in front, but can't get the pass. It's going to be dumped back in. Aho trying to chase it down. Philadelphia, I think, is just going to ice this again. Is this icing? It is. All right, here's your chance for the top line to get on the board. I know Jarvis and Svechnikov both had assists, but I'd like to see one of them get a goal here. Philadelphia is not able to change. Well, top line goes back to the bench, so instead it's going to be the third line stall on the draw. Stall loses the draw. There's Ehlers up to Stahl. Stahl trying to get some Marnook out in front. Just holds on to it. Miller takes a shot, blocked into the corner. Stahl has it for Marnook. Marnook out in front, trying to get it to Walker. He does. Now Marnook to Stahl. Still battling along the boards. Marnook gets pushed over, and Zegras is going to get it. Oh, the puck was just rolling in front of Vladar's net, and Marnook was trying to chase it down but couldn't get to it. Konechny. Walker will get to that first, though. Battle along the far boards. Now Ehlers has it. Ehlers through center ice. He's just going to take off with it. Ehlers trying to get around everybody. Takes a shot, goes wide of Vladar's net. Can't hold the zone. Gossespierre's going to have to chase us down. Not going to be icing. There's Walker. And this is offside. Now some more scrums after the whistle. Hall in the middle of that. Hall talking to the refs, I think, wanting to get a 4-on-4 maybe or something. It looks like he's going to the box. Didn't see quite what happened. Hall goes to the box, 2 minutes for roughing. I didn't see what happened. I saw like the when the whistle was blown, I saw everyone getting into the scrum, but I didn't see what led up to that. But at any rate, going to commercial break. Still 3-0 Carolina. They're going to be going to the penalty kill though. How much time is left? I don't think I'm cut out for the play-by-play thing. I'm just gonna say it. I don't think I'm cut out for it. 12:35 to go in the third. Carolina leads 3-0. Is Philadelphia? Oh, wait, hold on. Let me look at that again. Did I see that right? Oh no, I didn't. I thought Philly was still at under 10 shots. They're still only at 13 shots, which is still crazy this late into the game to only have 13 shots on goal. But I thought it said 9. I was like, there's no way they're still at 9 shots. Oh, so they did get a 4-on-4. All right. Well, initially I think they'd only said Hall was going to the box, but I guess the refs in the commercial break must have gone back and called it 4-on-4. Philly wins the draw. The scoreboard is down, so I can't see how much time is left. It's a little annoying. Drysdale sitting behind his net, shadowed by Slavin. Still sitting behind the net, just killing clock. Drysdale refusing to make a move with it. He's just killing. He literally just killed like 20 seconds of the 5-on or of the 4-on-4 just standing there. Oh, there's a chance, but it's blocked away. Now Aho has it. Slavin for Goss to spare. Goss to spare back to Slavin. Slavin for Aho, but can't make that pass. Here's York. York trying to get around Goss to spare. Can't do it. Slavin has it for Goss to spare. Unable to get it out of the zone, so Carolina. I can't talk. See, I told you I'm not cut out for the play-by-play thing. 45 seconds going 4-on-4. There's Sanheim with it. Miller's going to get to that puck, though. Zegras giving chase. Slavin. Back to Miller. Miller for Blake. Now for Ehlers. Miller. This is going to stand play. I thought I was going into the benches. There's Ehlers trying to get around Konechny. He does. Ehlers just going to chip it into the Philly zone. Now Blake gets it. Blake turns on the Jets. Blake gets around everybody. Can't make the pass, though. Miller takes the spill, and the 4-on-4 ends. So no shots on goal for either team there in the 4-on-4. Miller gets it out into the Philly zone. And teams are just going to change here. third line, or is it? So, oh, I can't tell, man. I can't tell. Svechnikov is out there now. Slavin. Chatfield trying to get the pass to Svechnikov was a little. It wasn't a crisp pass. All right, Svechnikov out there with Stahl and Martinuk. Svechnikov battling in the corner. And then Slavin's going to go back for it. Slavin going to play it up for Svechnikov, but it's an icing. 9:31 to go in the third. Still 3-0 Carolina. Slavin. It was just a game of cat and mouse there at the beginning of that 4-4 with Drysdale and Slavin. It was literally Drysdale would try to make a move and Slavin would just follow him. That was pretty funny to watch. All right, face off in the Carolina zone. Stahl on the draw. He is going to win that draw back for Chatfield. Chatfield gets it out of the zone. And now Svechnikov going to go off for a change. I think it's fourth line on now. Indeed, it is. Just Ristolainen with it. Gets around Robinson. Ristolainen trying to drive to the net. It's blocked. Still not out of danger, though. Now it is out of the zone. Almost a turnover there. The second line comes on for Carolina. Hall turns on the boosters. Lines up a hit. Can't get that hit, though. He gets the worst of it. This is going to be offside. Ristolainen will go play it. Konechny has it. It's center ice. I think now it's Konechny and Zegras on the line together, so Taka looks like he's blending up the lines a little bit, just trying to get something going. Whoa, Blake taken down and takes a cross check after the fact. What happened there? What happened there? Zegras going to the box. I don't know. I gotta see the replay. The camera just panned over, and now Konechny and Hall getting into it. Konechny's trying to. Konechny is trying to draw Hall into a penalty. Miller with Drysdale. Now Philly's just frustrated. Philly's just plain frustrated, just trying to get a piece of Carolina every chance they get. What happened with Blake? Blake was just on the ice, and then Zegras walks up and cross checks him in the back while he's on the ice. I don't know what that was about. What happened here? All right, so Zegras and Blake. Zegras grabbed Blake's stick. Blake turned around and slashed Zegras. Zegras looked like speared Blake, maybe? And then Blake went down, and Zegras gave him another cross check. Zegras is playing dirty. I don't like Zegras. I'm not gonna lie. Zegras is kind of pissing me off. He's been playing dirty all game, trying to get cheap shots. Cheap shot. He's been trying to get cheap shots in whenever he can. I don't know. I'm not. I'm. Zegras is kind of pissing me off. I'm glad. That's why I'm glad I'm not a player because the players have more restraint than I would have. I think the refs are talking over, I guess, to decide penalties. I'm not sure what's happening. Well, refs are still trying to figure out what's going on. 8:14 to go in the third. Still 3-0 Carolina. Are they looking at a 10-minute major? Is that what they're looking at right now for Zegras? I don't know what's happening. They're going to go to commercial break, so. Yeah, that's dirty from Zegras. He was already down on the ice and then cross checks him in the back while he's defenseless. That's incredibly dirty. Incredibly dirty from Zegras. Just Bush League stuff there. That's dirty. All right, we're back from break. No way you're looking around like, what did I do after that, Zegras? You're so dirty. You're so dirty. I lost so much respect for Zegras in this game. Good. Kick him out of the game. Get him out of here. I've lost so much respect for him over the course of this game. What a rat. Good. Zegras is out of the game. Good. Get him out of here. So dirty. All right, well, Carolina's getting a power play. 8:14 to go in the third. I got a ton of guys in the box after that. Well, I guess it was only Hall for the Hurricanes, but still. All right. Well, Philadelphia is definitely going to try to do more of that stupid crap, so just don't take the bait. I mean, defend yourself, obviously, but score here on the power play, man. Like, come on. Oh, now there's more talking for the refs. How in the world? You had a commercial break. How do you still not have this figured out? Come on now. Get this figured out and let's get it moving. Placement stopped for like nearly 10 minutes. Come on. Michkov going back to the bench, I guess. He was in the penalty box, but come on, what are we doing here? Let's get a move on here. Connecting in the box, Hall in the box. All right. Carolina loses the face-off. Start the power play. Aho trying to chase it down. Aho to Svechnikov. Back to Aho. Back to Svechnikov. Back to Aho. To Gossespear. Over to Jarvis. Gossespear with a shot. Aho with the shot. Can't convert. Puck is going to leave the zone. Gonna have to regroup. 30 seconds gone in the power play. Svechnikov has it in the zone. This top unit has to get it going on the power play. Svechnikov. Just going to leave the zone again. This top unit just does not have it together on the power play, and now they've just iced it. Oh, come on. What is going on with the top unit right now? This is bad. Face off in the Carolina zone. 53 seconds to go on the power play. It's going to be Aho on the draw. He's going to win the face-off. Gossespear has it behind the net. Come on, guys. You got to score here. You got to get this going. Drop pass to Ehlers. Ehlers enters the zone. Aho has it. Aho to Gossespear. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Aho to Svechnikov. Back to Aho. Back to Svechnikov. Gets it to Gossespear at the blue line. Gossespear to Ehlers. Guys, do something. Gossespear. Ehlers. What are we doing, man? Ehlers just throws it into the Philadelphia player, and that's going to end the power play. Like, what are they doing? They look terrible on the power play. This is bad. And now more after the whistle stuff. Sealer and Gossespear involved. What? I think they're going to take both to the box, it looks like. I didn't even see what happened. It was after the whistle again. Sealer's getting sent to the locker room. What happened at the end of this? Gossespear was exchanging cross checks with someone, and then Sealer just walked up and tackled him. Uh, I mean, refs got to keep this thing under control, so I'm not opposed to it. I'm more frustrated than anything that the power play looks as bad as it does. Power play's done. Now here comes Konechny. Konechny with a shot. Anderson saves it. More pushing and shoving after the whistle. It's after every whistle now. There's something happening. 6:06 to go in the third. Hathaway just like shoulder butts Carrier on that face off and just takes him down. They don't call anything out of it, but all right. This third period's moving along at the speed of molasses. Jeez. Jankowski trying to win the face-off. He can't. Shot goes high over Anderson's net. Now Stankoven for Hall. Up for Slavin. Now Jankowski chases after it. Philadelphia gets it back. It's Drysdale trying to play for York, but turnover. Shot wide of Vladar. Vladar. Why am I struggling to say the name Vladar right now? Vladar. I don't know why I keep messing that up. Anyways, Carolina has it, gets it out of the zone. Here's Hall. Just gonna dump it into the Philly zone. Now Robinson, Carrier, and Hall, Carrier and Stahl both chasing after it. And it's offside. Philadelphia offside. 4:55 to go. Oops. Brim of my head accidentally hit the mic. Sorry about that. All right, one more commercial break. 4:55 to go in the third. Carolina leads 3-0. I mean, I think at this point, it's pretty much, unless something insane happens, you're gonna win this game. Just get out of this game without Philadelphia getting a piece of one of your guys. Like, I think that's objective number one. Even, well, I can't. I was about to say the word, but I can't say that until it happens. Even more important than that thing that I was about to say. That you know what I was about to say, but I'm not saying it. Um, just even more important than that is just getting out of this game without any injuries. Mm. Looking forward to, or looking ahead to tomorrow. I'll be live tomorrow. Tomorrow afternoon or tomorrow evening, tomorrow night. I'm not sure. I'll be live again tomorrow. Oh, wait, hold on. If you haven't already joined the Discord, I'll be live tomorrow. I'm gonna do some Fall Guys. I need to jump on and start working on the Extreme Squad ranked. That's only lasting for a month, and I need to get going on that. I might do some Extreme Squad with viewers. And then I'm gonna text Ethan because we've been trying to get on. We've been trying to jump on to do Save the World on Fortnite because it went free to play a few weeks back, and I haven't played it yet. I'm wanting to save my first playthrough for stream. I'm gonna text him and see if he wants to jump on tomorrow and do that. But that'll be the plan for tomorrow. And I'll let you know on the Discord. I'll let you know what time I plan on going live. But I've been really enjoying going live the last couple weeks. Like the 24-hour stream really reignited that spark. So definitely enjoying streaming. So I appreciate everyone who's here as this game starts to wind down. Svechnikov going to the box. 4:48 to go in the third. Svechnikov in the box for cross-checking. Rod looks less than pleased. I was right off the face-off on Martone. Yeah, I mean, just can't be doing stupid stuff, guys. Flyers go into the fourth power play of the night. They lose the face-off. Martinook is going to get this, and he's not going to be able to clear the zone. Martone trying to find Cates out in front, but can't get to it. Puck goes back into Philly zone. And Philadelphia is going with the empty net here, minute 40 on the power play, so it's going to be 6-on-4 for the next minute 40, or if they score. Slavin out in front, just going to clear the zone. This is the good thing about being 6-on-4 is you can't take an icing, so Drysdale now has it, minute 20 to go on the power play, 4:07 to go in the period. Martone tries to chip it in. Anderson just going to catch it. He's just going to hang on for a face-off. It's a good decision making there from Freddie to just not take a chance. Just ice the puck. Let your second PK unit come on. Vladar is on the bench, so he can clear the puck and he can try to shoot for the empty net and not have to worry about icing. That is the positive of being down two by being shorthanded with the empty net. Ristolainen, Sanheim, around for Couturier. And Ristolainen has it at the blue line. Couturier to Mishkov. Mishkov for Ristolainen takes a shot, saved by Anderson. Sanheim able to get to that. Sanheim to Ristolainen. 48 seconds to go in the power play. Michkov. Michkov has it, gets it to Couturier down low. Couturier back to Michkov. Michkov takes a shot. It goes wide of Anderson's net. Bump has it. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Ristolainen. Michkov. Back to Ristolainen. Ristolainen over to Sanheim. Sanheim trying to find someone out front, but can't get that pass. It goes out of play. 22 seconds to go on the power play. 3:10 left in the game. So Canes unable to clear the zone there, but they're going to be able to get a change. 22 seconds left in the power play. And now Aho against Cates in the face-off dot. Cates wins it. Back to Drysdale. Drysdale shoots it over Anderson's net. Anderson falls down, but he's able to get back up. Forster, Drysdale, Martone, 10 seconds to go on the power play. Drysdale holds the zone. Forster up to Konechny. Barkey takes a shot, goes wide of Anderson. Barkey has it. Power play is now over. Svechnikov joins the fray. .235 to go. Out in front, can't get a shot. Drysdale. Huge hit there from Walker. 2:20 to go in the game. Carolina still unable to clear the zone. These guys have been out here for a minute. If they're gassed, so they gotta get a stop or something. Anderson needs to freeze it, or they need to get the puck out or something. I'm not sure what. They are able to get it now. Svechnikov nearly got to that, trying to get the empty net, but Carolina's going to be able to change. 1:55 to go. Chatfield has it. Puck's going to get out of the zone. Slavin up for Robinson. Robinson blocked by Konechny at the empty net. Konechny gets it back. Guys, hit an open net, please. Hit an open net challenge. Here's Chatfield. Minute 30 to go in the game. Robinson takes a shot, goes over the net. Minute 25. Philadelphia needs 3. Still with the empty net. Minute 20. Puck goes around the boards. On front, Ristolainen with a shot. Redirected. Anderson with the save. And it's in the corner. And Bump has it for Ristolainen. Sanheim with a shot. Blocked. It's going to go out, and it's going to be going down to, no, just barely missing the empty net. 50 seconds to go. All right, come on, guys. I got the rally towel in hand. Come on. Put this thing away. Drysdale has it now, shadowed by Marnook. Fans are on their feet in Lenovo Center. Anderson, I thought he was going to try and shoot for it himself. Oh, shoot. Jarvis just took a huge hit. Stahl able to get it out of the zone. 18 seconds left. Ehlers shadowing Drysdale. Drysdale behind his net. 10 seconds to go. 8, 7, 6, 5, and Philadelphia is just going to concede. Carolina wins game 1, 3-0. Shutout, second shutout of the postseason for Freddie Anderson. Huge shutout for Freddie. Carolina wins game 1, leads the series 1-0. For Freddie, his fourth shutout into the playoffs with the Hurricanes. It's tied for the most in franchise history with Cam Ward. Good for Freddie. He didn't have a whole lot of action, but he was solid when he stepped up when he was needed. Second line had another monster game. Stankoven 2 goals. Blake with a goal. Riley 2 assists. Jarvis and Svechkov each with an assist. Blake with a goal and an assist. Hall with another assist. Unsuccessful again, blinked on the power play, which I still have an issue with. The power play has not been good, but the penalty kill was every bit as good. So the penalty kill did the job, kept Flyers off the board. Carolina wins 4-0 or 4-0. They win 3-0, and they're gonna play game 2 on Monday. So that'll be an interesting one. See if Carolina can come out, win game 2, and hopefully take it to Philadelphia up 2-0. So Philly tried to muck it up, and they definitely were getting their pound of flesh, but Carolina ultimately outplayed Philly from opening puck drop. So good stuff there. Canes win 3-0. So good stuff. Let's go ahead and find someone to raid here. Let's see who's live. And again, like I said a few minutes ago, I'll be live. I'll be live tomorrow for some Fall Guys, and potentially save the world as well. So, thank you guys again. I appreciate you. Appreciate everyone who's been here throughout stream. I know chat was kind of quiet, but everyone who's lurking, I appreciate all of you. Let's see. Yeah, let's rate sushi. Let's rate sushi. Again, appreciate everyone who's been here. If you're a follower but not a subscriber, you can copy that raid message, and if you are a subscriber, copy this raid message. Go give Sushi a follow. Go show him some support. Appreciate everyone hanging out tonight. Canes win 3-0. Solid start to the series. Hopefully they build on this in game 2 and going forward. And yeah, again, thanks everyone for hanging out. Appreciate all of you. Wait, is Sushi about to end stream? Hold on. No, I don't think so. Okay. All right. everyone go give Sushi a follow. Appreciate you hanging out. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Have a great night.